Hi everybody, it's Colin here from Woodthorp International. Well, what have I been up to? Not a great deal, nothing done on America, except running trains round. I've been doing my first electronic board, ready to connect 8 blocks and 4 points up to iTrain, even though at the moment, as I'll show you, there's only 2 points that I'm going to wire up to start with. The third one needs another board building and some more hardware buying. So I'm going to show you that. And the one thing I have done is cut this out along here so I can show the tunnel or the bridge what's going to be here, and then I'll just have to make some a bridge effect to go across at each side, and it just goes all the way down there, and that is how. And this will have to be lowered again. It'll have to have slope stuff put on, but for now I've just cut it out because it's got to get under the sea. Not forgetting which is over here, which has a load of junk on now, because I've been doing some wiring. And that is one thing I'm amazed about. These reels are 100 meters. I bought the same last February, so a year ago. And it is actually cheaper by about 60p than last year. In total, with that, because it's from a retailer, you know, what supplies electricians and stuff, and then delivery. But 100 meters, I was quite happy paying £15 a reel, so there's 200 meters of wire, like I say, plus VAT, plus the delivery, and it's cheaper this year by 60p, and that is because they've negotiated with the delivery people and got a better rate and passed it on. But what I still can't get my head round is why the wire hasn't gone up. Because you can't go to the supermarket from week to week at the moment here without everything going up or something in your shopping going up. But these two reels are the same price, but with the delivery it makes it a little bit cheaper because there's a little bit less VAT. And I was just totally amazed at that. I spoke to him on phone and I just said, wow. I didn't think there was anything could be as cheap or a little bit cheaper than a year ago today. And he says, well, we try to be fair with customers, and you can't say any fairer than that. So I've got my wire for America now. I've just got to get some more of this smaller wire for the points. But I've been able to wire my first board up, which hangs down here, but it's magnetised up. I've done all that. I'll show you how I actually built it, put it together. So really pleased that I've started to do the wiring. Like I say, at the moment, I can only do 8 blocks, so all in this area will get done. And that's why I wanted that ducting putting on ready to run the wires in and take it off a DCC and put it into iTrain basically. And I can still run as DCC, just me controlling the trains regardless. But I need to measure blocks and do a drawing for this because the plan has slightly changed since I've started. So I just need to redraw Japan a little bit on iTrain. So I'll just show you my electronics, and there's some trains running round. Well, one train on each on this track, but there's four. I think we see four different ones. One you haven't seen before, three you have. Right, I've got my first board hanging, ready for these two units to go on. It's pretty, I don't know, it's probably a bit too big, but there might be spare space for something else, which doesn't matter. It's not taking any room up when it goes up underneath. I've put the magnets on ready, so I'm going to just unhook it off these here and then wire it sat here. It should hopefully reach across, and then I can do it here while I have some trains running around. Okay, so it does reach across. So I've got just one train running. Controller, you know, just heaven, innit? Doing stuff where you lay out on a train running. So everything's screwed down now, ready for wiring and putting stickers on to say what they are. Train's still going. Might have a change in a minute. So I'll put the stickers down and I'll show you that. Right, all the stickers are on now, everywhere. So it's now for wiring, and we've got a different train running round. And that'll run out while I do a bit. And I'm just waiting for Hot Dog Andy to start his live so I can say hello to everybody and listen to that. In fact, it's just going to start. And if you haven't never gone to Hot Dog's Andy's live on a Sunday, every Sunday 1 o'clock, it's very good because he's very knowledgeable, rolling stock and trains and stuff like that, and everything else to do with modelling. Is certainly the guy to ask. Well, that's the green wires all connected to the unit, and we have a short Eva going round. It was just to run the engine more than anything. So I will get on with the blue now. Right, that's all the blue wires in. So I'm going to put the I'm going to put the power feeds in now, just to go from this side up to the unit, and then they'll come down here from the main power supply, and then I'll start on the point unit. Okay, so that's the power feeds going to the units on both sides. So now we're going to change trains and change wire. So I'll show you that when we get it going. So these are the three colours I use: purple, orange and yellow. And I thought I'd change trains. We haven't seen this one before. In fact, this has never actually run. The engine at the front has, but not these coaches. And it's called the Rainbow Train, and better known as Joyful Train. It is only used for excursions, and there is actually a train what pulls it a lot, and that has red and white, and it's called, it got on the side EF65. Don't know why, but I thought I'd have the Rainbow Train going round with viewing cars at both ends. So I assume it goes one way, and the train has to then go to the other end so it can see where it's going to come back, if it's a a go to and come back. If it's in a circuit, then it would stay at one end. But I thought, see, I've got 3 different colours. I thought, you know, we'd have a different train on the go. Like I say, I've never had them coaches out. But any electric train virtually pulls, there's a blue one, there's a brown one, electric locomotive, but I thought I'd put that on. But it looks quite different, does that? It doesn't have rainbow on both sides, it just has a smaller name on the other side. Right, it's all wired now and it's ready to go back and be hung, ready for the feeds, the power feeds. But the point out has the terminator on, because not forgetting, and if you've not heard me say this, the computer sends information to this one, but the computer and iTrain, well, that's computer and the iTrain program send it to this, and this one, it reads what it sees, so the information comes through the wires, through this, and back to the computer. So that's to go back, and that receives information to change the points basically, and it makes sense. It does to me now anyway after all this. This is the 11th unit I'm on out of, I think I had a guess at about 56 I need of those altogether, and I've never worked out the points. 4 into 2, 200 basically, so it's 50 of them. So we'll just see Rainbow go past again. Well, it's nice having that out and giving it a run, and they run very well, do the coaches, so that's good. Right, I'll show you it hung back up now. Right, so that's it back ready to accept the wires for 8 blocks, as I said, and 4 points. So it'll be that point over there, that one for now. There will be another one here, and then there'll be a point somewhere over there. I'll feed to this one, and whatever the blocks are for here, I'll do 8 of these blocks, and they can be then connected up to iTrain. So once all the wires are all connected up, all I'll end up having to do is put 2 hands to use it, and that is then up and out of the way. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing anybody at Doncaster on Saturday, and I'll let you know what it was like next week. So bye for now. Bye.